I think
No.
I think it's
It is.
kid friendly during the day
Yeah, until 8 p.m.
Unless
until eight
Andrew's there.
p.m.
What happens then?
Then it gets lit. Just think like
Might be an all day thing if we win.
that's exactly what I was talking about. I mean, can you imagine if we pull off the upset and where Ate has a brewery and everyone's just slaughtered and the DJ's playing some funk, right? And we're gonna have a great night, right? Because last time Stressens was drunk by the end of
Yes.
the first quarter.
Yes.
Um, every time he popped up on the shit, he was just like, "Wow!" And then we also got some better equipment coming for the watch party. The guy who does the Twin Toros podcast with me, he has a mobile setup, and we'll have hopefully some better audio and better camera because it did look a little choppy.
Well, at least we won't have somebody unplugging everything.
Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew. I'm calling him out because that was crazy. But what is going on, everyone? And welcome to another edition of the Houston Texans Roundtable. Guys, you know what's going to happen in a couple of days. The Houston Texans, Arrowhead Stadium, 3:30, the Evil Empire. There is no more, I can't believe they're choosing us to lose this game. No, there's a reason why we're 9-point underdogs. But before we get into it, we got Harley. How's it going, boss?
Doing all right, man.
AD, how's it going?
Man, excellent.
And stressing, what's going on, OG?
We blessing, baby. Feeling good.
We are blessing. We're feeling good. Before we talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, on Saturday, the Houston Texans beat the absolute HE double hockey stick out of the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert, 4 interceptions, only 3 all year. Eric Murray, pick 6. And Harley, my quarterback, CJ Stroud, he might have got his swagger back, man.
Man, I should have made that edit. I have that old edit. It was an old one of Alex Bregman. Yeah, it was of Alex
Got my
Bregman
swagger
and the
back.
Astros when they weren't feeling so swaggy in 2020, had a rough year, and then I predicted them to sweep the Twins and then take I think it was like 3 out of 4 against the Oakland A's, and I remember making that tweet. I think I got my swagger back. That's exactly how CJ Stroud felt like after that debacle of a play, hell of a play. Fumbled, snap goes crazy. CJ misplays it. Jared Patterson probably threw it wild. I mean, you're going, oh shit, here we go. Third down, you're thinking, oh, all right, more of the same old with the offense. All right. And now we got this shit happening, and CJ goes, hey, you know what? Let me make a negative into a positive. Hi, Xavier Hutchinson, you're wide open. Here you go, 17-yard first down. Oh, all of a sudden you going, oh, wow, what an awesome play. I hope we continue to get going. 99-yard touchdown drive. Oh, okay, maybe the offense, maybe they're doing something. And in the whole majority of the game, they just never let the foot off the gas pedal since then. It does help that the defense got turnovers and the touchdown with it, but the offense just never let up. I mean, there was other circumstances where you thought they would have. They never did. Even with a 2nd and 40, that weird down. It was super weird. They still got a field goal out of that, man. So, I mean, man, I was very proud of this team and very proud of the offense.
And AD, what was your reaction to seeing that? Because up to that moment, nothing was going right for the offense. I mean, we thought like the Texans offense was just gonna go scoreless the entire game. You see CJ Stroud, had the snap go over his head, picks it up, finds Hutchinson. What were your immediate thoughts after that? Because the crowd erupted.
Oh yeah, It was an oh shit moment, and second thought was, can we at least get a field goal? that's the exact thoughts that ran through my head. We were at the 50. Can we get 15 yards to get a field goal? And we went down and we scored a touchdown. So that that right there was a momentum shifter. You can
Mhm.
feel it in the air because the crowd was kind of dead for the first half.
I was dead.
Yeah, because it was like
Stressing.
it was nothing going
Big
on both
stress.
sides of the football. The Chargers weren't doing anything. Kicked 2 field goals. One was on the short field, and the Texans couldn't do diddly squat. So, um, that play happened. I think that was like the most exciting play of the whole freaking game. Especially up to that point outside of CJ's run. But yeah, the crowd turned around, momentum shifter, and I mean after that it was all she wrote.
Stressings, you see that, that first play to hunch, and it's like a fresh bump to the nose, and you're thinking, man, is CJ Stroud back? And then he follows that up in a, just the very next drive with a 27-yard touchdown. And then he starts banging his chest and screaming. And I think for me, that was the moment where he let everyone know, including himself, that he is indeed back.
Yeah, baby. All I gotta say is you gotta have hope, man. I'm so amped. Like, I've been like a big defender of his. I mean, we all have, and this year hasn't gone the way we wanted, and people were like really doubting him. Like, is he the guy? This and that. And this game was a great reminder of like, yes, he's that guy. So it's just a matter of everything being right on the offense, protection, scheme, play calling, all that good stuff. But I mean, to your point, yeah, like sometimes it takes a play like that to have someone remember who the hell they are. Like, like it's like he had to come to Jesus moment. Like, I'm that fucking guy, dude. Like, you could tell. I mean, he got hyped. The sideline got hyped. And also too, like in his presser yesterday too, something that he noticed was the play that he threw a pick on. He went back on the iPad and he said he saw that like I could have ran there. And so he said, like, I'm still a young quarterback. I'm still learning. So basically he learned in game, saw that, hey, the middle of the field is wide open to run. And you saw it on the next drive or a couple drives later before half when he had that big run. So, I've been vouching for him to use his legs for quite some time. That was like my one big takeaway from last year after the playoff game against the Ravens. I felt like they were giving him these free, cheap yards almost every down, and he just wouldn't take them. He was always looking for the home run. I chalked that up to, maybe being a young quarterback, just being impatient. And he really did it a little bit this year, but this was the first time we really saw it. And, it does a couple of things. It gets his confidence going, but it also changes the defense. Like they now have to react to that. And as a result, the defense kind of opened up a little bit as well. So, yeah, he's back, man. I mean, all it took was a fumbled snap and, him learning to use his legs, and we're good, baby.
Yeah, all it took was being the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL and having something crazy go for you. Lance, thank you for the $5. We turn up at the watch party again, fellas. Stressings, I need that shirt. Yes, before we get to AD, let's talk about what we got going on. Stressings, you want to take over?
Yeah, for the watch party, we're running it back. I mean, deja vu, but we're hoping for a different outcome this time. So, for those of you who weren't there, it's at Tejas Brewery in the Heights, Sawyer Yards area. I believe it used to be Buffalo Brewing Brewery before that. It's a 3-story building, and we'll be on the top floor. We'll also have access to the second floor, but most of us will be on the third floor. It's got probably one of, if not the best view of downtown. They have great beer. They have awesome food. Ruben, myself, Harley. I think AD unfortunately has prior commitments and can't make it, but we'll be on the live stream as well. I will have some shirts that'll be selling after the game. And that's pretty much it. We got Crenshaw and Kenneth the Messenger who'll be performing their song before the game. And yeah, I mean, just good vibes. Last time Aziz showed up, hopefully like maybe we might get another guest appearance. Who knows? Maybe Stephon Diggs. We'll have to see and wait what happens, man.
Okay. But yes, I am very excited for this. Last time, I believe we had over 300 people in the building. And I'm pretty sure if it would have resulted in a Houston Texans victory, the place would have erupted right after. But hey, it's against the Kansas City Chiefs again. Hopefully we get our lick back and hopefully we're celebrating. But yes, we will be there this Saturday. I'm going to try to get there pretty early. Hope y'all can make it, man, because, to see so many content creators out there, to see the people that we talk to every day on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook is really cool, to put a face to a person. So, dude, shout out to everyone who pulled up. I can't wait for more. AD,
Well,
you had
well,
something.
real quick, Ruben. That's the point of all this, in my opinion, is for
Yeah.
us to connect. I mean, we all interact with each other daily, you know. So it's kind of cool to we had this community to meet in person and watch the Texans together. So yeah, I second that.
And the food's pretty good too,
Oh,
actually.
it's damn good
That pizza,
from a fat guy.
hey,
Hey,
hey, that
hey,
pizza brought me back to
I
life. I
recommend.
was a little slaughtered, and I ate a couple slices. I was like, all right, let's go.
The wings were underrated.
Really?
That's some of the best wings in the city. Yeah,
I need to try them
Okay.
next time. Shit.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that
yeah,
out, man.
Yeah. How about
yeah.
next time we go food first, then beer?
Yeah.
Because we started with
Solid base
That is
layer.
true.
Oh, we
we
went beer.
started
We had pictures on
slamming.
pictures.
Dude, whoever bought the first picture, then all of a sudden one just kept on coming just right after. And I was like, oh my God.
I bought one. Chef bought one. It's just every time we looked up, it was a picture on the table.
That just goes to show you, man, the fact that we're able to, share food with each other, drink beer with each other, man, just goes to show that, we all love each other and we all, want the best for everyone at the end of the day. But going back to the game, AD, CJ Stroud put the Superman cape on. And we needed to see this because after the unfortunate injury to Tank Dell, lifeless from the Houston Texan offense after that. Then against the Baltimore Ravens, once again, lifeless. This was an entirely different Houston Texan offense, and it started with CJ Stroud after that play to Hutch.
Yeah, I mean that run that Stressens was talking about. You were talking about. You like he's arrived. I want to take a quote from my guy Mike, who was in the DM one time. He said, "I'm me."
Ooh.
So, but definitely, CJ Swagger was back. CJ performed well. I'm more excited about the run game performing the way they performed at the end of the game,
Mm.
and the running game and a line getting their swagger that they've never had the whole season. But finally getting some semblance of a swagger. Titus Howard, Laramie Tunsil,
He was
actually
happy.
like blocked well in the run game. He had a good game. So all of those different things, yes, CJ Stroud definitely was needed. I think that play was more needed for him and his confidence than anything else. And he kind of his play showed it the rest of the game. He was confident in his throws. He didn't, he wasn't, what they call it, quick feet in the pocket.
Mhm. Happy feet.
Happy feet in the pocket. He didn't have that. So he was definitely trusting his line, trusting the offense. And shout out to Bobby Slowick for actually calling quick game and,
Bob with
and
the
getting the
fade.
ball out of his hands.
Hey, when he does good, you call him Bob Slowick. That's what I've been doing.
Did he have a fade or no?
Yeah, hold on. That's one of two issues I had with
All right,
Bobby
talk
Slowick
to me.
play
Talk to
calling.
me.
The fade route that he had was to goddamn Dalton Schultz. Why would you throw a fade to Dalton Schultz?
On
What
Derwin
Derwin
James,
in
the best
coverage?
cover
Yeah,
safety
there
in
you
the
go.
league.
Like the second one was calling that freaking
3rd and
halfback
1.
pass.
I knew it. That's the one.
Yeah,
And-
that's the one where I was just pissed about. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? But
Killed
then
all the
they,
momentum.
Hold on.
but then they got it back later on.
Yeah, they got it. They got it right back the next play. But the baffling thing about it is that when we watched it last night on H-Town Rundown, all 22, not only was it a halfback pass, it was a halfback throwback to CJ. It was a halfback
Oh
throwback
yeah,
to
Oh, really?
CJ. CJ was coming around the corner,
wide open.
wide open, but there was a safety sitting right there. And if Joe Mixon, if he didn't stand up and just rifle it to him, if he had any air under that ball, it could have been a pick six too. So either way, it was a dangerous play. I'm like, you don't even have to call that there. You just
Yeah.
made a big play to get down there
Big third down too, man.
with Nico. So why would you even normally at this point? I'm like, go back to old school Bobby, hand it off. Like hand it off on first down after a big play. But I'm like, that pissed me off. And of course, the fade to Dalton Schultz. That
And dude, that route too by Schultz, like it was like a wheel route, but like he didn't even
Yeah.
run it out and up. And he didn't even like fake block the guy. It was like the weirdest route. It was just trash, dude.
Let me say this: if it was Nico Collins would have caught it for a touchdown because it was not a
Yeah.
bad ball. It was
It
a
was
good ball.
It had to be a absolute perfect ball for him to like
Mhm.
maybe catch a touchdown. But I agree, it was actually a pretty good ball. Derwin just made a hell of a play in the ball, and honestly, Schultz isn't the most aggressive at the catch point. He didn't really go up for it, you know.
Yeah. Oh, he's lazy. That's Dalton Schultz. Come
That's
on.
Dalton Schultz.
He got paid, and yeah, I'm not gonna keep on going in on that, man.
I'm convinced he's hurt, dude.
Nah, he gets 3 or 4
His
catches.
feelings are hurt like Deontae.
Yeah. I mean, and then let's get to that. Houston Texans, they waive veteran wide receiver Deontae Johnson. Now, my first reaction, I tweeted, I don't understand what's going on. Then 5 minutes later, we found out why, Harley. And that was not only was he lining up wrong, while he was out there on the field, according to guys like Big Sarge, Landry Locker, and Cody Stutes, he was visibly upset in the locker room after the belt to ass whooping on the Los Angeles Chargers. And captains Aziz Al-Shire and Joe Mixon had to calm him down. I'm guessing Nick Casario saw that and was like, yep, it's raps. And like D'Amico Ryan said, it didn't work out on the Kansas City. But your thoughts on, Deontay Johnson just wasting a prime opportunity, in my opinion, for him to, find himself a role on this team, not only for this postseason, but potentially next year also.
What really hurts is like just looking at it, like taking it a Texans fan mindset out of it. This hurts him in terms of the rest of the 31 teams in the league, or considering I maybe say 27 or 28, however many that he jumped past through this year. I mean, he went from Panthers, Ravens, Steelers, Ravens, Texans, Ravens. Like he's a cheese tray. Everyone he's just a cheese tray, you know what cheese tray is. Everyone gets a piece of the cheese tray, that's all he is. And unfortunately, it's some nasty cheese because the cheese ain't coming well, man. It's unfortunate because we do know that man, he can run routes. Like that is one thing about Deontay Johnson. He can run routes. He can route them up with some of the best. I'm gonna be honest. The dude is a really good route runner, but if your head ain't into it, man, pause. But I mean, if you ain't got the right head or the right mindset, I mean, come on, man. You already know D'Amico Ryans. He mentioned this from his introductory press conference, man. Like he talked about the team and the identity of his team and what he wants guys to follow, a certain line that he wants them to follow. And I mean, come on, you mentioned it. You got captains over here trying to console this dude. He's upset after a big playoff win. Like, so you don't give a damn about a Super Bowl, my guy? Like you don't give a damn about the bigger picture? Like I always like, man, I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck if the person behind me is playing better than me, then bench me. Like let him start. Like I'm always about winning. I want to win the game. I do not give a damn about stats. Is he upset? Oh well, boo-hoo. Cry about it somewhere else. You're now a Raven again for a little compensatory pick. Who knows what happens there? Whatever. Good riddance. He's what every NFL fan thought was going to be Stephon Diggs, and that just did not happen. And hey, it is what it is, man. It sucks considering the wide receiver depth. It sucks.
Go ahead, AD.
Like that hurts. Like Carly said, the depth we don't have at all. I mean, we just signed, knee killer, Jared Wayne, to the active roster.
The knee killer, the
Like,
nickname,
who?
elite nickname,
Bro.
just not for the right team.
And then you lose Case over the IR, so you lose a weapon at that. And is the fact that his introductory interview, I don't want to call his press, it wasn't a press conference, it was him in the locker room when they signed him. He stated that he was a team first guy, he's all about the team and everything like that. It was just bullshit. It was just, you just lied. You just straight up lied. And then you come here and you're doing everything for yourself. Like you want, and let's be honest, he wanted to play to get his numbers up so that he can get a contract. What happened? Well,
No, Lance with the $5. Johnson's a Raven plant. He went to 4 different teams and got info for the Ravens because back with the Ravens now. Stay woke. Now, listen, if anyone believes in plants, it's myself. I had to prove to Harley that there is a Houston Texans industry plant still there right now. I'm not gonna let you know who it is. You could figure it out. But
We'll talk
crazy
about it after.
crazy conspiracy theory. Would it surprise me? Absolutely not. Neat killer is crazy. It is.
It is
It,
crazy.
it is, James. But
New shirt.
yeah, no.
Jared Wayne, the knee killer.
Does Wayne get one of those T-shirts?
Yeah.
You think they gave him a Tank Dell shirt?
Oh,
Man. I mean, he has to feel terrible though. That's crazy.
That's fucking funny.
People talk about CJ crying. He was crying too. He thought he was about to be cut.
I would be.
Nobody give a fuck about no Jared Wayne though, man.
Watch him make a crazy play.
Yeah, some redemption coming. He's gonna get the
Right,
game
right.
winner.
It's just-
Some
it's gonna be
stupid ass
something.
3rd and 11, and he gets like a 17-yard first down or something.
What's crazy is if it's like a tied game or a close game, and he ends up catching the game-winning touchdown.
You remember Vincent Smith against the Eagles? It's gonna
Yeah,
be
I
like
was just
that.
about to bring it up.
What a pool,
Dude.
Oh, man.
And then Tyrann Mathieu happened later that game. But moments like that were great. All the media is saying, talking trash, saying Chiefs will blow out the Texans. Well, look, they have a right to talk about that, right, Stressens? Because this is the back-to-back Super Bowl champions looking to get their 3rd in a row, which will be NFL history. You got Hall of Famers all over the coaching staff, all over the field. I got no issue with the Houston Texans being considered major underdogs this week against Kansas City.
I mean, it's the same as last week. Like initially you get pissed off, but then you actually kind of like it. Like you like being under the radar. You like being slept on. And honestly, like, I mean, I would think the Texans should be favoring this game if it weren't for like really it's all based off of last year. Like last year, the Chiefs looked not great, and everyone, including myself, thought they wouldn't do shit in the playoffs, but they somehow turned it on for the playoffs. And so, in my opinion, that's what basically people are leaning on to. Like they haven't, despite only losing 2 games, really just one legitimate game, they haven't looked impressive, especially down the stretch. They had a lot of games there that were very close that they could have easily lost, didn't play well. But I think, if we didn't have this pedigree or this history of them making runs like last year, people wouldn't be as high on them. But, I really don't know if that's going to carry over this year, to be honest. I mean, when you look into it deeper, they're not a very impressive team. I mean, they have a great defense who I think is like kind of regressing a little bit. That's not quite as elite. And their offense is not great at all, man. I mean, they don't really have any big explosive playmakers. They're kind of built like a boring way. Kind of how the Chargers were. I mean, conservative bend but don't break defense. A lot of too high safeties, force you in methodical drives. And on the flip side, that's what they do on offense. They do methodical drives. They don't have big explosive plays. They spread it all around. It's not just a couple guys. It's basically they try and outsmart you and bore you to death. So I get it, but I feel good going into it.
Eddie, what do you think about this secondary's opportunity against Kansas City? Because all we've heard this entire year is, how every time a good quarterback faces the Houston Texans, I always hear something about, they don't turn the ball over and then they play DeMeco Ryans, right? It was with Tua, it was with Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and now Mr. Justin Herbert. Your thoughts on the Houston Texans secondary against Mr. Pat Mahomes?
Well, it wasn't even the secondary on the last Kansas City game because we did turn Patrick Mahomes over, and the refs took the touchdown away.
Yep.
So, people don't want to talk about it now, but definitely in that moment, we were all pissed at Tejas Brewery about that. But definitely, I do see Kansas City turning the ball over. That's acceptable. Like Patrick Mahomes is going to try to force some shit. He's going to try to do something outrageous. And right now, Kamari Lassiter and Derek Stingler are playing like the best cornerback duo in the NFL right now. All pro Derek Stingley. Hell, Kamari, the way he's played this year, he should have gotten the Pro Bowl vote for Pro Bowl as a rookie. I think he had 4 interceptions this year.
His
Was
ball
I
skills
did.
are insane. Pause.
and what's crazy is that
Oh, oh, yeah.
he had 1 interception, in college, and then he ends up, 4 times that in the NFL. So it's crazy. Um, Shout out to Eric Murray, who's actually, made plays, and we hadn't complained about Eric Murray. Last time I think we complained about Eric Murray, when was it? Like middle of the season or something like that.
Future Ring of Honor.
So,
Okay.
um,
So,
so you got to, you look at the safety play with Kalen Bullock. Got to get his head out his ass sometime too. But Kalen Bullock's been balling out. Secondary in general, I think, is pretty well shaped up
Mhm.
to handle what the Chiefs are going to bring. Defense, like I said, defense is an opportunistic defense. They're going to make turnovers. Got a fully healthy defensive line. Foley Fadakowski is going to play, which he didn't play the last game.
Yep.
Did Danico? I don't remember if Danico Autry played that game against the Chiefs or not. But I know we were down 2 or 3 defensive linemen in that game. I do see us making an impact, and I don't give a damn what they do with Joe Tooney. We gonna take care of business, and force Patrick Mahomes to turn the ball over.
Mm.
Love
And
it.
I mean, that's kind of what we all think should be the game plan going forward. Harley, you look at Will Anderson Jr., you look at Daniil Hunter, and you look at how ferocious this D-line was against the Los Angeles Chargers. How effective do they need to be on Saturday against Kansas City? Pat Mahomes, he's a little slippery than what people realize, but I think once again we're going to be talking about whoever had the best defensive line this game is winning on Saturday.
I mean, you need another replicate performance from the defense, man. You need them to duplicate exactly what they did against the Chargers. Do it against the Chiefs, and it's not that hard of a task. I don't care what, I mean, to AD's point, I don't care what Joe Thuney is doing. He can play left tackle, left guard, quarterback, center, wide receiver, tight. It don't fucking matter, man. Joe Thuney at left tackle, like the dude is, I would say, is one of the best guards in football. But at left tackle, like, hey, good for you. You want to,
Mhm.
do whatever for the team. Hey, congrats.
Versatility.
But yeah, right. And with the Bill O'Brien word, but left tackle, my guy, you really want to go up against Daniil Hunter all game? Okay. Not me, not me, champ. I'm gonna stick to left guard. You know what? I'd rather go with Mario Edwards than Daniel Hunter. Like, yeah, I shut down that 36-year-old. Like, like, I'm just saying, man. But hey, it is what it is. If he wants to get exposed by Daniel Hunter, then hey, by all means. All that does for me is okay. Left tackle, the blind side of Patrick Mahomes can be and something that we can exploit as a Texans
Mhm.
defensive line. Absolutely. You got the best pass rushing duo. They had the most sacks in terms of a pass rushing duo in the NFL. So Daniel Hunter, Will Anderson, they're going to be eaten, but we got to talk about how great of a game Mario Edwards and Danico
Mhm.
Autry had in that Chargers game, as well as a game that, Daniel Hunter, Will Anderson had. Those two guys on the inside, specifically Danico Autry. My goodness. I mean, he was just tossing guys out of there with one hand. I mean, okay, I'm done.
Junkyard dog.
Who's next? Let me slam Herbert on his head. Like, it was ridiculous what he was doing out there. And we get to see more of it this Saturday with the Chiefs. And Azeez Al-Shaair is someone that didn't play last time too. This Texans defense, you got
Yeah.
2 edge rushers that are locked down. You got the 2 corners that are locked down. Like, your linebacker crew, they're going to be ready because D'Amico
What?
Ryans is a former linebacker. This defense will be ready. All right. So, yeah, the Chiefs got a damn good offense, regardless of how they perform this year. I'm never going to doubt Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. They're always going to have my respect. But
Hey,
hey, let's put some damn respect on this defense too, man.
the thing about Tooney going to left tackle is they've now significantly decreased their value at left guard. They went from having one of the best interior O lines to, like, the last 3-4 weeks since that move, one of the worst in terms of pass pressure. So it's kind of like the inverse of us moving, Titus to left guard and Fisher to right tackle, which Titus has playing way better at left guard than right tackle. But that's a point people aren't talking about. So to your point, Harley, you just mentioned all those great interior guys. Now they got mismatches on the left guard. If they want to say that Tooney's this and that at tackle, okay, well then we'll beat you on the inside.
The thing that will, to your point there, the thing that will help the Chiefs, as much as Thuney moving the left tackle, what they like to do, they get the ball out quick. They're going to hit you more with screen passes. They're going to do a lot of misdirections to try to get Hunter and Will Anderson off balance and okay, we're not going to let these guys beat us. So as much as, we're talking about it, and I know Hunter and Will, they're going to eat, they have to. But I know Andy Reid, that guy's an offensive mastermind. He's going to figure out a way to get around the offensive line being a weakness for them in this game. He's going to try to circumvent that in some way possible. Pacheco is a very good way to get around that. Pacheco is a very good, versatile running back that can use in different multiple ways. So I expect the chess match to be heavy, but I got DeMeco Ryans on my side.
Mastermind.
And I'm ecstatic to see what he can do a second time he's looking at this Kansas City Chiefs.
In a win and go home situation, DeMeco Ryans schemes it up with the best of them. Probably best in the business. Even the Baltimore Ravens game, if you look at it, we basically shut down Lamar Jackson for right at 3 quarters.
Yep.
It wasn't until the fourth quarter where it got out of hand. But holding the Ravens to 17 points after 3 quarters, 17 points.
Yes.
You can't ask for a better job defensively than that. Lamar Jackson was ineffective running the ball. They couldn't run the ball at all. So he can scheme it up with the best of them. And I don't have any doubt that he's going to do the same thing against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. I know there were Chiefs fans saying that Andy Reid has this secret playbook that he dusts off for the playoffs, that he doesn't, have any plays out of that playbook that comes in during the regular season, which is asinine. So, just people just say dumb shit all the time. But again, when it's a win or go home, I trust DeMeco in that defense. We just need Swagger CJ to come through.
Swiper CJ, and shout out to Nickelodeon for a whole acid trip of a game, man. But shout out to them showing the game to the little children. We love we love that, man. Dora was talking shit, the dirty bubbles, throw the coach hardball, and then the Houston Texans ended up putting an ass whooping. But boys, I asked y'all last week, what was y'all's vote of confidence heading into Los Angeles? And all of y'all gave me 9s.
Yeah.
I think I even heard a 10 somewhere. Harley, I'll start. No, actually, I'm going to keep Harley last because I need him to hype us up. That's what we need. Justin, what's your confidence level?
I mean, I'm getting deja vu. I mean, last week initially I was like a 7. I would say this week initially I was like a 6. But here again, once I dove in more, I'm feeling more confident about it. I would probably say 7.5 to 8. I would say 7.9. And really the reason why it's not higher is from what I alluded to earlier was just the pedigree of, I slept on the Chiefs last year and they just somehow flipped a switch. But I don't think that they'll do that. But I mean, to the points that y'all made, like AD said, we said this last week too, and this was a big reason why I was confident last week, is DeMeco Ryans is an elite defensive mastermind game planner for big games. I think that the Chiefs game and the Ravens game were pretty insignificant to the Texans as far as playoff standings, that we kind of had a vanilla game plan. I think he's always proven that he's more of a long-term, bigger picture guy. So he's not going to give you all of his wrinkles. The big thing was that Mahomes beat us on a bum ankle last time he played. I guarantee you he comes out with some kind of spy. So AD referred to the Baltimore game last year. We shut down Lamar because we came out with Christian Harris spying Lamar and he couldn't do shit. And really, in the second half, I don't think that really did much to us. They just kind of had these, I wouldn't say lucky, but methodical drives. They kept getting these 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts. But so I'm confident with the defense. And then y'all mentioned it too. There's 2 big pieces that are critical to this defense. Probably the most two critical pieces. One is Aziz Alshire in the middle, your captain of the defense. Y'all saw him on the mic'd up, making the play call on a certain coverage that they saw, which was the inverted cover 2, in which Eric Murray had the pick 6. And then Foley Fatukasi, a very underrated guy in our team. He's basically, our run stopper. And to me, that's a big key besides Mahomes scrambling, is stopping their run. So, yeah, I feel pretty confident. And then, honestly, I think it's a defensive game. I don't think we need elite prime CJ. I just think we need average to slightly above average offense, and our defense will take care of the rest. That's all we need. So I'll say 7.9.
What? Give me a score prediction.
I think it's 20-17, man.
AD confidence level. Give me a score prediction at the end. How do you think the Houston Texans pull this one off on Saturday?
With that devil emoji. 9.5, man. I'm gonna repeat what I had last year. 9.5. Confidence out the ass. Pause. And there's going to be a pick 6 or fumble 6 or something happening this game. We're gonna get our one that the refs took away. We're gonna get one back. CJ Stroud is gonna play a great game. You know who else is gonna play a great game on the offensive side of the football?
Nico.
Not none of the obvious, not the Nico, because we know Nico's going
Titus.
We know that Titus. We know that Tunsil and Titus and offensive line are going to have a good game.
John Mechie.
We know that. There you go.
Jared Wayne.
John Mechie is going to turn back the hands.
The knee killer.
No, knee killer. Knee killer.
No,
hopefully, knee killer doesn't see the field. We're gonna see the crane. We're gonna see the crane touchdown celebration. Not one, twice. We're gonna see 2 John Mechie touchdowns.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I got the Houston Texans winning this game 34-17.
Ooh.
Hey.
I was
close last week. Close last week. I had us 40 to 13 or whatever, and it was 32-12. So, hey,
that's shocking the world.
34-17.
Harley, what is your confidence heading into this game? How do you think it plays out? Give me a score prediction at the end, man.
I don't know if I can follow that one. That's oh man, that 34-17 is crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, it's believable. I can believe that the Houston Texans can replicate that performance against the Chargers. I would say their best performance all year. Even though they dropped 40 points against the Patriots, it didn't even feel impressive when they dropped 41 against the Patriots. It felt like there was something just still missing. And with that Chargers game, you saw the offense for the majority of the game do its thing, have that swagger like we're talking about, CJ doing his thing, Joe Mixon doing his thing, the offensive line doing its thing. I mean, only giving up 11% of pressures on snaps in the third quarter. I mean, that right there, that's what you want to keep hearing. As a Texans fan, that's what you want to keep hearing. Because if CJ Stroud got a clean pocket, it's pretty much over. Like, he's going to slice and dice you, and he's going to do his thing. You had the in-breaking routes again. Like, everything just started working, and you finally got some semblance of that 2023 offense with a mix of this 2024 defense. And we've been kind of like jokingly saying, like, man, if we got both of those together, we can go and win the Super Bowl. Well, shit, we're only 2 games away from it. Now, obviously, it's one game at a time, and I get it. And this is the Kansas City Chiefs, and I can't be disrespectful to them, man. I understand they're the 2-time defending champs going for a 3-time defending champs, and they're as everyone would say, this is a David versus Goliath kind of matchup. Don't get me started on that,
because let me tell you. Go ahead.
No, you were going to say
let me tell you one thing about that story. David wasn't even in the war. David was taking his and AD knows what I'm talking about. David was taking his brother's supplies. Every day of that war, Goliath was walking out there on the front lines and saying, who wants to challenge me? who wants to fight me? And no one did it until little 5'2" David said, "How dare you stand out there and challenge me? You come at me with the sword, a spear, and a javelin, and I come at you with the name of the Lord." And what happened? Headshot, boom, Goliath to the ground. David chops off the head. Listen, boys, underdogs have been here since the dawn of time. This is why we love these stories, because they do things that no one thought was possible. Harley, continue.
Hold up. I didn't
I
know
mean,
Ruben
that
was a
story right
disciple. That's
there
pretty
is
impressive, man.
Hey, man, hey. Listen, you know, that's the
a
those are the dark
disciple.
times. Those are the dark times. Those are the dark times.
I mean, to Ruben's credit, though, like that story pretty much plays in tune. We're getting 0% chance. We're just a practice game for the Kansas City Chiefs. We went from bye week to a practice game. So the minuscule of respect is growing, right? So it is what it is, man. The Houston Texans got an opportunity to slay the giant. You know, you go in there and you kill that
What?
giant, you step up to the plate and do your thing and show everyone in the world how much confidence you got. You don't go in there and just you don't go in there and just kill the giant. You go in there and slay the motherfucking giant. You go in there and do your thing. If it's like AD's prediction of a 34-17, you just fucking slay the goddamn giant. Guy grabbed his goddamn head, showed it to the world, and did a little Michael B. Jordan. This is your fucking kid? Is this your kid? That's the type of shit AD is on when it comes to the Texans and the Chiefs, and I love it. I love every ounce of it. I love the man. This is what it is, man. It's the playoffs. It's time for us to get hype. It's time for H-Town to get hype. We could finally have an AFC championship game for the first time in Houston football history. Like, we could finally have one. This would be exciting for the Houston Texans and the entire fan base. And we finally have that opportunity. What are you going to do with that opportunity? What are you going to do when you got that opportunity? You got that man in front of you for 60 minutes. You got an opportunity. You go in there and beat the fuck out the damn Chiefs, man. Fuck it. Let's fucking roll with it. I was going to go 27-23. I'm going to go 30-17.
There you go.
Screw it. The Houston Texans, they take out the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. DeAndre Hopkins and Kelce are a shell of themselves. Oh, they got all their weapons back. Their full arsenals back. Man, my damn defense is fully back too. It might not be all the way to 100%, but damn it, this defense was showing up and doing their thing, and I can't wait to see them continue to do so. 16 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 6-0 record for Patrick Mahomes in the divisional round. I keep hearing all about this. People are immune to turnovers until they face that Texans defense. And all of a sudden, they keep coughing up the football, man. They look like little Bo Peep going up against us, man. So come on down and let's show you how many turnovers we can create, man. Come on. I'm excited for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's in front of you is history. What's in front of you is the greatest season ever for a Houston Texans team if you walk out of Arrowhead with the W. And I'm going to say the same thing I said last week. If you are scared, do not come outside. I know who this team is. I know how great they are. Like I said, Hall of Famers on the coaching staff, Hall of Famers on both sides of the football. But this is the playoffs. This is one and done, and I don't care how bigger the opponent is to me. I'm going to feel like I can walk in and walk out, like Harley said, with its head in my right hand, and I say, is this your king? And that's what's going to happen on Saturday when the Houston Texans walk into the trap, walk into Kansas City, and they make them look dumb. The Houston Texans, they're going to be swarming Courage. Bernard Stroud is going to put on the Superman cape. Yes, I use his government name because he is going to do some criminal activities this Saturday at 3:30. We're going to be swarming. We're going to be swarming at Tejas Brewery. We're H-Town till we drown. There's 814 people in this live stream. 814 people that I would want to go to war with if it need be. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end today's episode. I am excited. We will see you this Saturday. Any final things, boys?
Y'all give me hype, man. Like,
You gonna piss like a puppy.
hearing y'all confident, man. I love it, dude. Like, I
Because
mean, I
I'm
feel like
tired,
a lot
bro.
of the
I'm tired, bro. 20 damn years of being
Yeah.
called a loser, of being made fun of for wearing this merch. At
All right,
some point, you got to say enough is enough. And I've been telling Harley this for weeks now. There is no history, there is no culture that we could fall back on and say, look at what they did. Trust the process. No, the process is being done right fucking now.
Yep.
History is being made right fucking now. And when it happens, when the Lombardi Trophy is raised, we get to say we saw it from the very beginning. We are all older than this Houston Texans team. And this Texans team will be here long after we're gone. And we're going to have an opportunity to say we were there when we saw the first ever Lombardi raised in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. And you know what? Like, we'll be around for a while too. Like, this is the beginning,
Hey, if you ain't with Houston,
Fuck them.
fuck them.
All right, man. We'll see you guys on Saturday. I'm even more excited.